tutagira amashuri, tutagira ivuriro, abadamu babyarira mu ngo, ukaja ku isoko bikuvunnye. Ariko turashima ko mwaduteye inkunga mukatwubakira amazu meza, bitewe nuko bari kwiga bose nta mwana wata ishuri ngo tubyemere. Abana bacu rero imbere yabo ni heza.
Land, politics, environment, and people's well-being have come together in a cocktail that's challenging our current thinking about how people relate to environment and how environment and poverty are linked. And perhaps nowhere in the world has this been more visible than in the recent history of Rwanda.
We're in Rwanda to explore how poverty environment action will be sustained and deepened after the closure of our project. Poverty Environment Action is a joint program of the United Nations Environment Program and the United Nations Development Program. It began under the Poverty Environment Initiative in 2005. That initiative sunsetted in 2018, and then we transferred our knowledge and our resources to a new project, Poverty Environment Action. Poverty Environment Initiative introduced the Poverty Environment Nexus to more than 30 governments from 4 different regions of the world. Our visit to Rwanda began in Kigali, the capital city, and there we met officials from the Rwanda Environment Management Authority and partners such as the United Nations Development Program, and interviewed them to find out what they felt was essential about Poverty Environment Action.
Poverty Environment Initiative, to start with, came at a very critical time when REMA was trying to explain, to make a case for environment management. And this was hard for us to simply tell people about these stories, about these possibilities, without the tools, so to speak. So PIA came in with that approach to support REMA to actually be able to make a case to the different players.
The program helped first through the capacity building. When SDGs were adopted, we had to make sure that they are easily understood by all the implementers, but also the beneficiaries.
And that time, of course, it's when the government started considering environment climate change as a cross-cutting area in the national strategy for the development. Because Rwanda is a natural-based economy country, meaning it can only develop if its natural resources are sustainably managed.
PI has played a vital role in those key areas that are supporting the country to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Let me cite one of the examples that we had on the Integrated Development Program that we normally call Green Villages.
We always talk about integrated approaches to achieving the 2030 Agenda, but to actually see it work on the ground, where issues of gender equality, education, health and environment, pollution prevention, deforestation, reforestation, soils management, and more are all integrated into the operation of these new villages created by the Rwandan authorities.
As you can see around, these are the mountain, a very fragile mountain. When it's a climate change situation, all community, most of them are affected. With the different partners, the government of Rwanda wish to relocate all these people scattered in this area which are fragile, so that they should bring in an area, secured area with less impact of climate change.
Tuhahindurira ubuzima bitewe yuko iwacu ntitwari dufite inka, twahawe inka, duhabwa inzu nziza, duhabwa biyogazi, duhabwa amazi bugufi, kuko mbere twavomaga ikiyaga ariko ubu ngubu dufite amazi mazima. Hanyuma tubona umwuka mwiza kuko twaterewe ibiti biduha umwuka mwiza, biturinda imyuka ihumanya ikirere.
Biogas is produced from the residues of whatever is left, the leftovers from the kitchen, but we have important elements that are added on. So we include in the leftovers, we include in the kaudanga, but also with the human wastes. So that means you are not only controlling the waste management, but you're also making sure that even these toilets are not going to be full at any point in time.
And at the end of the day, these people, when they gain time, that's time for them they can use for other productive activities. So we have children who are able to go back to school. We have women who manage to save time to do other economic generating activities. Once a village is established, it also erects its own community leadership. So, and this has to include women. So even creating cooperatives of managing these villages, women are given chance also to participate at different levels.
The second village we visited had been completed in July of 2021. And here families lived in multiplexes surrounded by gardens that were community owned. That is, each family owned their own vegetable garden. And lying further out were the fields and farms, what Kenyans call shambas, where they grow their crops for sale and for subsistence. Across the road from this village, we saw a poultry hatchery where 8,000 chickens are housed and producing eggs for income. Neighboring this facility was a workshop where an African NGO was training local people in using new sewing machines and other technologies to produce clothing. In this way, the economy of the village is being diversified, and people are gaining commercial skills that can make them independent of future state aid.
Murakoze, mubivuze neza cyane. Ubundi umugore ni rwo rugo. Uyu mudugudu rero icyo wadufashije mu guhindura imyumvire y'abagore cyangwa se gufasha umugore mu by'umwihariko, hari ibintu byinshi byahindutse nko guhindura imyumvire y'abagore ku bijyanye n'isuku.
Ariko kandi hari n'ibindi bikorwa remezo akarere kafashije nko gutunganya ahubatswe amazu, gukora imihanda ijyamo, ariko banabahaye nanone n'inyigisho no kubakangurira ibijyanye n'imibereho myiza. Bubatse amashuri impande murayabona, bubatse ivuriro, poste de santé, health post, ndetse n'ubuyobozi barabegereye.
The very first one that was established back in 2011 was funded by this program. So from then, government decided to take it up and scale up the program.
Part of the trick for achieving longevity is that people have to see these initiatives as being important for them. People have to recognize that by changing the environment, we are also offering the opportunity for decent jobs. We are also offering the opportunity for the good living, however you want to define it. And this is what we've been working on with the government. We believe that with that approach, the initiatives that we are supporting will be sustained.